Peter's out. My big accomplishments, that's Monday's meeting, 83.
3.
Morning, everyone. Let's get the Shelby County Board of Commissioners meeting. This is Monday, September 8th, 2025. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes from the September 2nd meeting.
I'll move to approve minutes from 9/2.
I'll second.
A motion second. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Motion passes 2-0 with one abstention. Next up, payroll. Entertain a motion to approve payroll.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Aye. Payroll passes 3-0. Next up, we have our 911 PSAP Director Tisha DeBond with a contract for services.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is just an amendment to the contract that we already have. They have made some changes in where our service is going, what office it's going to. So it was going to Evansville and now they've moved us to St. Louis. They just were kind of reallocating their assets to better serve everybody. So we just needed to, I guess, sign off on their contract with that company in St. Louis.
Just go from Evansville to where?
I'm sorry,
You said it's going from Evansville to where?
St. Louis.
It was,
Just for clarification, this is for the medical dispatch portion. So if a caller presents with a certain acuity medical condition that requires or that can facilitate bystander intervention, it gets sent to St. Louis now to talk them through how to intervene appropriately. It's the EMD portion of it.
They get all of medical instructions that can be provided on scene before paramedics arrive.
Move to approve the contract.
second.
I have a motion and second to approve the contract amendment with American Medical Response. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Aye.
I just need one signature.
Is that St. Louis, Missouri?
Yes.
And the calls will still be handled locally. And the majority of the calls will never go to St. Louis. It's only for calls. Say somebody is CPR, doesn't know how to do CPR on scene. Those types of high acuity calls, once the initial information is gathered from our local dispatchers, the caller will be put on the line with somebody from now St. Louis that essentially walks them through how to perform bystander CPR interventions like that. So
I just want to make sure we're saying Missouri.
Either that or you can pull up a YouTube video and try to figure it all out.
Not St. Louis Crossing.
That's what I'm thinking in my head.
Next item on the agenda, we have our county coroner Bradley Rund with a contract proposal for the Indiana Health Information Exchange.
Morning.
Morning.
So this is a contract between basically Shelby County Coroner's Office and the Indiana Health Information Exchange. It has to be through the coroner's office because of the standard of work. What it allows is for me and the deputy coroners to access immediate healthcare records for any of the hospitals throughout Indiana on scene or after scene to be able to kind of assist with making determinations on what may have caused the death. The benefit to this is major hospitals have been great to work with, but some of the larger organizations take months, weeks to months to get us health records. In that time, I may not know what their medical record or medical history is, which requires an autopsy at that point. So the fee for this, it's $1,000 setup fee, and then it's $1,500 annually. If this cuts out one autopsy a year, basically it's paid for itself. I would suspect that it's probably going to cut out several autopsies a year. So looking at it on the benefit side of it. This is something that was originally being done with coroner's offices. However, with legislation, it was put out because of reproductive rights. So now it is back on something we can do. So it's been a 5-year progress of trying to get this on board.
When you talk about the other organizations, are you talking about like the downtown Indianapolis hospitals or?
Yeah.
Who's a larger organization? That's all I was asking. Really.
So basically anything that's not county, like IU Health, Franciscan, those use outsourced agencies and we'll submit a request. It takes them 2 weeks to respond to that. My last request I sent to one of those organizations, they sent back and they said they needed the patient signature. Yeah. So then I had to resubmit the request, speak to their legal team to get them to understand that this person was deceased for them to release that. So this whole process can cut out a lot of manpower hours for me, a lot of manpower hours for my administrative assistant. It additionally allows me to search the medical record. So if I just want to see medical history, I can type in medical history and it will pull that up. I just recently was doing a medical record review and the healthcare organization actually paid a carrier to bring in 2 paper boxes full of medical records to us that then I had to sit there and go through patient consents, everything that they've done in the past year. So hopefully it's going to cut down a lot of hours for us.
How much over the last 4 years, how much has the county expenditures on autopsies gone up?
Quite a bit. I think when I took office, don't quote me on this, but I think our budget was about 40,000. And now we're at about, I think I'm allotted this year to 150,000. The autopsy cost alone was initially 1,000 and I'm over about 3,000 now with all costs involved. So
I say you eliminate one and you pay for this.
yeah.
It's an annual contract thereafter.
This is not annual. Basically, there's a clause in there that we can cut ties at any point. I think it's so many days notice. I can't remember exactly. But it's something that once we sign it, it's basically an agreement that sits in place until end term. The health department does have this exact contract already in place, but because of the standard of work is different, they're using theirs for immunizations and other items. We can't cross those standards of work.
Questions?
I'd move to approve the ask.
Absolutely second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Aye.
One thing for you, Jason.
Okay.
I just want to update you guys quickly. suicide numbers, that was brought up a while ago. We are fortunate that that has kind of stabilized at the moment. But we have a non-reverting fund that we're hoping to pull assets from and start doing prevention. We've started that process. Our first event is September 20th. So super excited to get our people out in the community and spread awareness a little bit more. So just wanted to add that for you guys.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, Corson, has agreement for the transfer station. This is the
It's the.
suppression system and alarm system testing. Total amount of $706.95. The annual requirement for the building.
I looked into that and deemed it not a utility, and that was part of the maintenance of that facility. So we would be responsible for that bill.
Question? Entertain a motion to approve the course and security contract.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor signify in the affirmative.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
What was the total on that again?
$706.95. Next item on the agenda is the Accelerate Rural Indiana Regional Development Authority membership contribution.
Contract. Was there an invoice attached to that? Diane?
I don't think I got an invoice.
So essentially, this is the Regional Development Authority that Shelby County, Shelbyville, Rush County, Rushville, and the city of Batesville and Decatur County and Greensburg participated in is an RDA called Accelerate Rural Indiana. If folks have heard of the READY program that was done over the last few years, those READY dollars were allocated to different regional development authorities, and our regional development authority received several $1 million in state investment in various projects throughout the community. This is an ask for an annual $7,500 membership fee in 2026.
Should be 2025
And 2026, sorry. It's not an actual contract, but you guys' thoughts on this?
So I'm on the Ready Grant or committee. Basically, this is the Ready Grant. The projects have already been allocated. If you can mute that or not. The project's already been allocated. This is there's still the money still coming in. There's still to review the bids, all that kind of stuff. And it's more an administrative fee and hey, Lisa, are you?
Yes, yes.
Hey, Lee. We're getting some feedback on your end. Would you mind going on mute for a minute?
I'm turning one of my devices off.
So yes, it's an administrative / membership fee as they still finish out the ready projects.
I mean, I don't think you even have a choice, really.
We just don't have a choice.
If you're receiving the money, you have to pay the fee.
And it was evenly divided up between all the programs. So we're responsible for 7,500, the city's 7,500. There's 7 groups, our region. So 2 in Shelby County, 2 in Decatur County, 2 in Rush County, and then 1 in Batesville itself. Are dividing the fees all up evenly. And after dividing it up, it's 7,500 piece.
The only good thing about that is we probably receive more money than some of the others that are paying the same amount as we are.
Correct. Yeah. So out of those groups, Shelby County overall, the city and Shelbyville County, we see the majority of the money and everybody else is still.
I think it's like 60%.
Would you guys be opposed to tabling this for a week? I'd like to know a little bit more about, since Ready is a program that is, likely going away.
Sunsetting.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about what the plans are specifically in 26 and moving forward.
I'll move the table.
Okay. I'll second the motion to table. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Aye. Table this till next week's meeting. Allow time to get some answers with regards to what the plan is for Ready with respect to a post-Ready world. Next item is right-of-way permit. This is at the request of AT&T installing 3,606 feet of inner duct at 2745 South Miller Street, ending on Rosewood Drive.
Aaron and I reviewed this. I went out there and looked at it. We don't have any issues there. Typically, interduct is for fiber optics. It's inside of a conduit that they install inside of an existing conduit. There will be 21 handholds and 5 temporary pits dug during the installation of this, but most of this will be in already existing conduit providing internet services to people in that area, I believe. So.
Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor signify in the affirmative. Aye. Passes 3-0. Mr. Holder, any items need addressed from the sheriff's perspective? John, welcome back again. Had an eventful couple of weeks, it sounds like. Our IT department's been preventing a couple of phishing schemes that have been going around, so I want to thank them for their vigilance and efforts to make sure networks are secure. Ben, any updates from highway?
Just on Bridge 146, it's one I discussed last week on 1100 South Bridge replacement. Still waiting on some utilities to relocate. Russ Shelby will be out there this week. They got all the clearing done. They had to come back and remove one more tree. They'll be moving power and then waiting on TDS to rebore a telecommunications lines on the north side of the road. They're supposed to be out here this week. And that will push that closure back probably 2 weeks from now. We were scheduled September 8th, but with utilities, it's kind of out of our control.
Did they remove that tree by that homeowner's driveway?
I did.
Who did it? Russ Shelby?
Duncan Roberts went out and did all the clearing for Red Shelby. Yep.
Okay.
Any other items? Anybody on Zoom? Questions, comments for the good of the cause?
Can you hear me? I would like to make some comments.
Hi, Lisa.
Good morning. May I proceed?
Yes.
My name is Lisa Wojciechowski Shaler. I swore I wasn't gonna do this. Bear with me, gentlemen, if I can get through this. I need to relate to you, and I will also be bringing it up at the county council, emphasizing the need for us to make broadband funding and proper companies a priority. I'm going to share with you a personal matter, which I believe can be extrapolated to the county in whole. This past Tuesday, I came home to find my husband dead. And I had to call 911 because he was still warm. And I was hoping that somebody could get here quickly to resuscitate him. My bedroom is upstairs. I have Comcast that provides my internet service. I have one landline, basically just for office and fax purposes. While I was calling 911, trying to resuscitate my husband, my call kept dropping because it said that I have a poor Wi-Fi signal. Now, I don't want to act too dramatic, but sometimes this is literally life and death. We need to be more proactive about getting good internet and broadband service to all of the county, not just Shelbyville. And I need you to take a real serious look at Comcast being not the company that you want to count on. I have fought with my Wi-Fi and my internet out here for years. And if you think that Comcast is going to do something great for our county for free, we are all delusional. This situation could have arisen in any other number of situations where people would have needed help. My cell phone signal where I live, because of course we have so many technology issues in Shelby County and we are so behind in the curve, I have to rely on Wi-Fi to get a phone signal at times. And as you can see, because my husband is dead, I could not get a good signal. So gentlemen, please try to make funding for the whole county a priority and take a better look at Comcast, because I
Lisa, thank you. And, you know, I know you've been a caretaker for your husband and a community advocate at the same time, and those are both 24/7 jobs. And yeah, you guys are in our prayers.
Did I mention, I'm sorry, I'm really upset. Did I mention that my call dropped and I had to leave my husband and run downstairs for a landline and then go back upstairs and call again because I couldn't get connectivity. And dropped calls with Wi-Fi are just one of the problems. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Lisa. Any other members online or in the general audience?
Hey guys, it's Blake. I just want to, number one, thank you, Lisa, for sharing your story. That couldn't have been easy to share. That is something that in all of these discussions of better internet connectivity, that has not been brought up. That has not been a point that has been made because nobody's really thought of it. But honestly, I mean, my cell phone service also has issues at times and I have to connect to my Wi-Fi. And I don't know that I could rely on mine either. And so while that was a painful story to share, I really want to thank her for sharing it because it brings up a new issue that no one had even thought about. Thank you.
Thanks, Blake.
Anyone else? Hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
We're adjourned, drainage board to follow. Thanks, everyone.
Didn't even know.
He's able to get in now.
Oh, good.
I wonder, what, there's typically not a password requirement there, is there?
Sorry.
I mean, all the things that could happen. All right, rolling right along, we'll get the Shelby County Drainage Board meeting started Monday, September 8th, 2025. The first and only thing we really have on the agenda are approving the minutes from 8/25. And motion.
Like motion.
I'll second that. I have a motion in a second.
Here.
You're not.
No, he wasn't here last week. Is that last week?
That's where he left his kids.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah. That's all right.
Have a motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0 with one abstention. So, having nothing else on the agenda, we can hear from Mr. Jeff Powell, the county surveyor, on some.
Yeah, well, probably the reason we have nothing on the agenda because Al did not get that information over to Diane. So I'll take that one. I have for us, though, I do have a few things that we do need to discuss here. As we were discussing the last meeting, Country Club Heights, I have some quotes. You want to just grab one and pass it down there? No, I got one here. What this is this is pertaining to the Country Club Heights. Originally, last year, we did approve a quote of approximately, it was $4,400 to do repairs on some of the structures that we had. I think I had a list of about 5 locations that needed work. As we've looked into those a little further, we've kind of determined that these probably need a little bit more work than just some Band-Aiding. Therefore, James Ramsey did come back and we gave a updated quote this last meeting of potentially looking at a couple options of things to do. After discussion of those last meeting, kind of concluded that it would probably just be a better idea to go in there and to repair these things in a final scenario, replacing them most cost effectively as possible. And that is what this quote is. I have also, this is what we had done specking out last year, what needed to be done for the requirements. I just added that in there. So where we're at right now is we have a quote of $8,130. This is to go in and repair replace 4 structures that had some suck holes around them. These structures again are there's concrete pipe. I think some of these have just been holes knocked in them at the top, bricked up around them, and then put a piece of vertical concrete pipe up. This was the original construction done, what, 60s, 70s when Country Club was built. So what we're proposing to do is go in there with plastic structures, building these up. And I mean, in all purposes, I mean, these structures should never need replacement unless they're damaged by some means. There's not going to be any deterioration of the plastics and things of that nature to speak of. So with that being said, as we discussed that last week, I'd like to get if I may, as continuing from our previous conversations about this, an approval to go ahead and to turn James Ramsey loose on this. This drain we did have in that account, as I had noted, there's about a little over 25,000 in that account. So there's funds to warrant the repairs here.
Do we think 18 inches big enough to, I mean, really all it's doing is allowing you the ability to connect the other drainage into that, right? Like a junction box.
Yeah, and it's coming up. I mean, it's sizable enough for the inlets. I mean, that's the size that they are now.
Oh, that's what they are now.
They are, yes. Because if we went to any type of structure, the last time that they had done a replacement program out there and replaced some of that piping and put structures in, I don't know that much about the project, but we have got some 60-inch manholes sitting out there. What purpose? I couldn't tell you. I mean, there's got to be a tremendous cost associated with that 60-inch manhole. That's just no purpose, no need. So I think this is cost effectively addressing the issues, providing inlets, getting them such that we don't have the problems that we have. And there may be more into the future to put in and do. Right now, those are the only structures that we are aware of that are having any issues. So these are the ones that we're addressing at this time.
James, you have any input on that?
No, Jeff's pretty well covered everything. Yeah, the one big thing is work that's done previously. They've spent a lot of money out there, and I don't see a lot of purpose in going that extreme. So all these structures I've designed are built to withstand anything. It would be one piece of it is if a homeowner would come in and need to hook in a gutter drain or a home drain or something like that into the storm drains like they would normally be allowed to. These plastic structures would be much easier to make a connection into than a concrete structure. Because most of the time you're going to use 4 or 6 inch coming out of the house, and you can use a regular hole saw and drill that hole and put a fitting in there a lot easier than trying to knock that hole in a concrete structure. So be a little bit more convenient as far as that goes, but this is long term. This is probably the best option for everybody out there.
Are those just like a dual wall smooth core, or what are those?
Yeah, they'll basically be dual wall pipe. They'll look like dual wall drain tile like we would use, anywhere else, but they're made to part of the structures will be just T's with pipe added onto them, and then part of them the one structure will be a manufactured structure with a manufactured inlets put into it to accommodate the angles of everything. But yeah, they'll look just like dual wall pipe you would see anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll have a beehive on the top of them at the surface.
Yep, they'll have a metal grate cover that goes across the top. So
That'll be one you can't drive across. It'll just be like a
Correct.
a grate to prevent debris from getting in.
Debris and anybody falling in them and stuff, yeah.
I mean, if somebody drove their lawnmower, what the grates that we're using are readily available through local suppliers. And if you drove a lawnmower or anything like that across it, even a car, you're not going to hurt it. If for some reason, which obviously would be a kind of an extreme for this neighborhood, for some reason a semi or dump truck and trailer would go through there and drive over it, that would most likely cause damage to it. But obviously, like I told Jeff, I don't see any of that being an issue with this neighborhood. So most of these structures are so far off the road or protected by mailboxes that I don't driving across. The biggest thing it might drive across them is somebody's lawnmower.
Well, and even if they do damage it, that plastic structure is still easier to work on or to fix or whatever.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it'd be real easy to go in, dig down around it, couple on a new piece, and bring it back up to grade if we needed to. And like I said, the grates are cast aluminum grates, are easy to get. I buy them through Drainage Solutions in Franklin, so they stock them. So something breaks or something happens, that way they're easily accessible.
Right. Any questions?
Yeah.
All right, I'll enter.
Yeah, if I can get a motion to
Yeah, I'll
go
entertain a
ahead.
motion to accept the bid from Ramsey as quoted here for $8,130.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, thank you. Secondly, I want to report on the Reinhardt culvert replacement. That is actually going to start today. And we're thinking probably a day or two, probably a couple of days, and getting it all wrapped up. So we are going to be out there working on that today.
Get us a location.
Oh, yes, this is the Reinhardt. It's just east of Columbus Road on the north side of, that's 250 South, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where we're going to be replacing that culvert pipe. There's a majorly eroded, deteriorated culvert pipe there in a driveway that has not been accessible for some time. We're going in and replacing that, upsizing that to a 42, I do believe that size was.
That was it.
And
that is part of the county drain.
it is a county regulated drain. So, and that drains, it drains. Yeah, Long Acre drain, and there's quite a bit that drains through it, of course. So just reporting on that is going to be getting underway. And then I don't have that right in front of me. We've approved that.
We approved that. It didn't disclose the amount. If not, we can say, I want to make sure
that gets in the minutes of it. Let's see here if I got right now. Sure, I do.
I think when we proposed it, we had the amount, but I think when we actually bid on it, we did not have the amount.
This last time I didn't. No, I didn't have it. I'm just looking real quick through some of my past.
Give me a second,
here.
guys. I should have it. It'll be $49.44 plus $310 for the upcharge to 42-inch.
49.44 plus 300.
310, yes. That was the quote you guys approved.
The upcharge was to go to the 42-inch pipe.
Yep. Yeah, that was to go from 36 to 42.
49.44, is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, so 52.44, that's what I had here. We originally approved that on 4/28 of 25. Yeah, I found it here.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a minute. Hey, James, on both these projects, when are you gonna, well, I know you said this one's gonna be now. What about Country Club Heights? When are you gonna do it?
The plan right now is we're gonna get Reinhardt done. We've got a couple other small projects that we're waiting on approvals of the work so we can complete them. So we're gonna go do the Reinhardt drain, start today, should finish it up pretty easily tomorrow. Probably shouldn't take us all day tomorrow. I hope to be out of there by noon or a little after. And then we will start on Country Club Heights here in the next. We got to do the Glesner drain culvert removal. They're just south of the water tower. We've got to do it. So we're gonna go do it first here later on this week or first of next week. Hopefully this week if everything goes as planned. And then sometime the next week we will start up there at Country Club Heights.
Okay. I know we were waiting on it to get dry, and I'd say it's pretty dry.
Yep, we got a 2-week window here that we're trying to hammer them out as fast as we can. We've got a beautiful weather window here, and everybody's coming up on us here pretty quick. So I want to try and hammer these out as quickly as we can while we've got the nice weather. So
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and I, so that takes care of the Reinhardt. I had on here the Glesner drain, as he just indicated. We're gonna move over to that. I was out there last week and that's certainly enough now
Yeah.
to get out there without any damage. I have recently gotten about 3 calls on this, Glesner drain about trees down. I walked up and down this from McKay Road on south all the way to where we picked up with our spraying program and going on south. I didn't find any trees down that at least were something that required,
Mechanical
extraction. Yeah. So, one of the problems that I got to figure out, and I made a call to Dalton spraying company that does our spraying, is we have not been spraying that portion in the residential section. And the reason is they just cringe when they see residential and trying to go in there and spray. And they have a rather large skidder, what they call a skidder, that they use to spray with, and they can't get that through there. And there is certainly growth. There's few that have maintained it and keep it nice and clean and scratched down to the edge. And then there's a few that can't see the ditch because it's growing up. So that's something I called him and I asked him, I said, how can we do this? Can we spray this? And he's like, well, they can't get the machine down it. So it would require handwork, backpack work to get in there. And obviously just spraying a tree, killing it. Well, okay, yeah, you've killed it. Now you got to get rid of it. His recommendation was go through there, get this clear cut out, and then we'll maintain it by maybe a backpack spray or what have you. The concern is the residential people saying you're taking all my screening away. My response would be, we're gonna take it away on one side, just so we can get access to it. We gotta have access to
It's
it.
gotta be maintained.
So that's
Actually, they should be maintained.
Yes.
So-
So that's something I'm gonna work on, but I did take a look at that when I was up there looking at that Glesner again, preparing for, going out there and doing that culvert removal. So just a comment there real quick. Now also to update on our Zell Patterson tile. Of course, we had, Dana Codwell was here, the previous meeting. I have since, had conversations with, John, Sparks.
Yep.
And he is the tenant farmer, that farms that portion where all the willow trees are at. He is willing to cooperate and to be involved in a joint effort in getting this done. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to speak with him or not.
I did.
Okay. So we've got some cooperation there on that end. I actually tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock am meeting gas company out there. If you would like to, one of you would like to join, you're more than welcome. We are going to go back there to the section where we crossed because I have commented about my concerns about about this out here, and I've got a couple of drawings that I can pass along here that keep in mind, this tile is actually, it came up through here now. This is I think originally this tile might have hung out further west. In the replacement program that was done in 83, that I've got some dates here, they came through there and brought it further in, and it goes right through where the willow tree section is at. This is a copy, you can pass this down. This is a copy of a profile that John Whitlock had done in 83 for the design, showing where these pipelines are at and how high these pipelines are. And I think the zigzagging line you see there is an indication that it had been elevated up over the pipe. I'm not sure of that entirely. I need to kind of confirm that that's how I do know that it did end up getting, from comments and talking to one of the guys that was involved in the original installation of that he thought that it did have to get brought up over the pipelines. We are going to verify these pipeline elevations tomorrow, just so I got an idea where they're at. I did ask the question. I said, can these things raise? He said, yes, they can raise.
They definitely do.
And over time, especially in
They
a
float
highly
just-
saturated area as such, it is likely that we are going to find that we've got some elevated pipes.
Well, hopefully, they've gone up enough, we can go under.
Well, there are different design potentials that you can do a siphon underneath of them. The drawback to those siphons are the siltation factors that can occur. Again, there are means to make that maintainable. And that's something that we will look into here. So I have this meeting scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. I am going to extend an invitation to Brian Moore to see if I can get his involvement on this also, because he has done all the work up to this point on this tile. And not only that, I don't know, you probably didn't take note to, but this thing crosses again on the north side of 850. We've got another crossing on north. Now, I think what was replaced as of the program that was done in 83 was from the south line to here, I think, is what was replaced up to 850. I don't know that they went beyond the profile line that I was looking at here only goes up to 850 and started, I think, around the south property line of the track that Caldwell's would now own.
So what I proposed to Mr. Sparks was he farms that ground, that cold ground, I'll just call it cold.
Yep.
That we would go in, like say a 30-foot wide strip, and we would clean out the willows in that strip so that we could get the tile replaced in that. And then on his property that he farms, he would be responsible for clearing the rest of it so that we wouldn't incur the cost of clearing what I feel like was someone else's responsibility to start with. But he was good with that. And I think if we can move ahead that way, that would be a good way to proceed. So that was our conversation, just to tell you what our conversation
Perfect.
was.
No, that was kind of the direction that when I had a conversation with him. So I think he's definitely willing to work with us on this. We talked about either grinding or actually plucking the willow trees out. I mean, for recovery purposes of being able to recover it as farmland, they need to just be yanked out. But that'll be on him. I mean, our 30-foot, I'm assuming that's what we will do because we're going to be having an excavator out there anyhow. And we'll get our area that we have to cleared out so we can do our.
Right. And I prefer not to leave the roots or get as many of the roots as we can, just so that we don't have to worry about them immediately trying to grow back and come up. So, I mean, some of them will, but by and large, if we can get the majority of it, and then if he does what he says, he'll be able to farm over the top of it, keep it sprayed, then this should be,
Yeah. We shouldn't be back in this boat again. It would be the hopes there. So my intentions are here to have this meeting tomorrow and after that be able to come up with a little better idea of what maybe we could do there. And if we could go under it, if it's possible to go under it, then maybe we can get to where we can get some more depth up through there.
So if we can get whatever equipment we need to get lined up to do that, I know he also mentioned he may have access to something that would do that. And it actually might be Everhart's.
Okay, yeah.
But if they can do that, I'd like to try to get that lined up to get that taken out as soon as we can, just to get that part of it.
Oh, sure, yeah,
That opens up the window for the valve
absolutely.
replacement.
So I guess what we could do then, we could entertain, I could entertain getting quotes for at least doing the tree removal for our 30-foot portion that sounds logical to me, reasonable. We would have to do that no matter what.
And that gives us enough room to put our tile in, have room to work, and then let them do the rest of it.
Okay. Would you be available tomorrow morning by chance?
Sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess not. Would you like to do that? All right, bring your mud boots. I don't know. We're saying it's dry, but right there, I guarantee you it's not.
Yeah.
So we'll plan on that. So that's all I've got to report there. And then I just want to make one comment. The next meeting on the 22nd, I will be out of town, but I will call in on Zoom. And hopefully have some information to report back on some of this stuff here.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff. Yep.
Pretty much it. Ben, you have anything?
I seen that Danny Norris was on here. I wondered if he could give us an update on this, but also he wasn't on at the commissioners meeting. I wanted to see if he could give us an update. I know that he has reached out to companies to start bid process on some road reconstruction, and just wondered if he could give a quick update. We've been waiting on him to evaluate that.
Yeah, Danny?
Hey guys, this is Danny Norris with the Speedway Solar Project. Sorry, I was struggling to get into the meeting. Yeah, like Ben said, we're starting to get some quotes back from the RFP. Ben, I sent some questions over your way, just talking about the depth that we're looking for. And I can give you a call after this meeting, but I think if we can clear up some of those assumptions for the bidders, we'll start getting our bids back on Friday. So next Monday, we can talk about which one we want to go with. Do you have any other questions for the roads before I move on to some of the other stuff?
No, I seen that email you sent me yesterday. I got it this morning. I was actually gonna call you when this meeting was done, so.
That sounds perfect. The other things for drainage, Jeff and I have been working on a map identifying all of the non-participating landowners that had drainage issues present themselves this spring, but aren't necessarily presenting issues now. So I'm planning to submit that along with all of our other documentation to the county of just here's the half dozen folks that we're going to make sure to monitor and watch. And if they do have any issues, we will go out and fix it. And then for the trees that were planted on drain tile, the landscaper's been focusing on replacing the dead trees and finishing planting in the areas that aren't going to impact the drain tile. And then we're going to go back in and move the ones that are already out there. So I'm going to talk with them. Yeah, Jeff, we'll circle up this week to figure out the right place to put those trees between the property line and the project fence line. And I'll get back to you and Desiree on what we're proposing for that. But I think that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. I was gonna ask you real quick, Danny, have you, of recently, excuse me, have you had very many contact you in any newer issues? I know what you had on your list there. I think I was aware of all of those previously. I didn't know if there's been any recent conversation on those.
No, there was the BZA meeting about a month ago. That was kind of the last time anyone had identified issues that they were having or that they had previously had.
Okay. Okay.
And Danny, am I correct in saying that you were going to you're going to stay on or be available for another year or so for any of our contact needs? Is that correct?
Yeah, y'all can reach out to me anytime. Once we kind of close out all of these standing issues, I might reduce the frequency that I join these calls to monthly. But whenever y'all need me, I will still be around.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear because I thought that's what you had said. we appreciate that very much, and we also appreciate you being on Zoom with us today.
Of course.
That's
What
all.
other questions do y'all have?
I think at this moment, Danny, I think we're good. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Anybody in the
Chris or
audience?
Hannah, any questions, comments? Anyone else on Zoom?
Hi, it's Blake again.
Yes, Blake.
Okay, so that was something that I had from the last one. So Danny had said he'll be on for the next year and can be a contact. However, he's the construction contact. And so I just wondered if Speedway Solar has a local contact like they were supposed to, that if something goes wrong at the project site once it's actually up and running, that there is a local emergency contact that can be contacted.
I know they have signs out with numbers, and they also have, I can't think of the company.
Danny knows.
Are you still on there?
Yeah, I can take this on.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Is the name of the
Like
company?
David said, every single one of our gates has a phone number that you can call and someone will answer 24/7 to report any issues that might arise. We will also have an on-site, they're out there right now, 2 to 3 technicians from a company called Solve, who is our operator for the project, that are out there every day on the job. I'm kind of sticking around as the main contact for y'all, just to avoid the churn in the point of contact. But like you said, there is an operations contact as well.
Okay, I guess follow up with that operations contact and that company Solve. Is there someone local, like let's say there's a fire inside the gates? Is there someone local that will be there to open those gates for the fire department?
So I've met with the fire department chiefs. We've got training coming up from them. The intent is never for them to go into the fence if there is an issue. It's just to contain it on the outside of the fence, and they all understand that. But to your question specifically, those 2 to 3 techs are here in Shelby County and are on the site every day. So theoretically, yes, they would be there to open the gate, but that is not what we want to do.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
We are adjourned.
all right.
Thanks, everybody.
Danny, you said you wanted some pictures?